Nagato. Got no father like I'm Naruto. Keep the blade on me, Ichigo. Who really wanna go toe for toe? GTR from Tokyo. Diamonds whipping up on the stove. Lucky man like a 4-leaf clove. Diamonds wanna go.
Hello everyone, this is Nagato's Revenge here. Hope you guys are having an awesome day for today. In today's video slash showcase, I'm going to be showing you guys on how to convert Grand Theft Auto 5 from BLUS to BLES for your PlayStation 3. Many of you guys may be asking, why is this even relevant? Isn't both GTA copies the same? Yes and no at the same time, since one version is the United States version and one version is for, European regions. And you may be asking, why is this, even relevant for today? Why would anyone want to basically convert their versions from the USA to the European? And one reason for me, which I thought was useful, a lot of mod menus have compatibility issues in terms of for what version. So some mod menus strictly don't even work with the United States version or vice versa, and some mod menus may only work for the EU versions, and a lot of people from the United States may have to convert their copy over or either buy or get some dump online for a European version. So I'm going to teach you guys today on how to basically take your United States disc-based version GTA 5 copy and how to basically convert it to a European copy. And it's fairly simple on how to do. It is kind of time consuming, so I am going to state that now, but it's useful if you want to install mod menus, because in my example, I am using the BLES European version. Even though I live in the United States and I own a GTA copy, I had to convert this as well, my GTA 5 copy, to run a mod menu onto my PlayStation 3. It's not required to do this, but if you want to go this route, I do recommend watching this full tutorial. With that being stated out the way as well, if you guys could please be sure to follow my latest social media so you'll never forget the latest hacking guides and tutorials I drop on my channel. I usually try to drop a video every single day on my channel. The best way on how to know that is to go ahead and subscribe to me, of course, hitting that notification button so you'll know every time I drop whatever content on my channel, and as well as to go ahead and follow my Twitter. That's where I usually post whenever I drop my latest content and videos on my stream. And if you also want to go ahead and join my official community, or you want to be in a mix of things when I have my uploads and stuff like that, you can feel free to join my official Discord. I will have a link of that in the description below, or you could just type in the link that is showcased on the screen. Not only you can meet new people from the hacking and modding community from my Discord, you could go ahead and check. I will have basically all the latest hacking guides and tutorials from me that I produce for your favorite consoles. So whether it be for the PlayStation Portable, Vita, PS3, PS4, anything, or anything in terms of modding in general for PlayStation, I'll have it in my Discord. And not only you could get support for your favorite console, so if you need trouble or if you need help in terms of setting this up, or have any topics concerning about the PS3 for PC, even, I could help you guys in my Discord. As well, if you do want to support my channel, you can feel free to donate via my PayPal. Of course, I will have that in the link in the description below, and it's purely optional to donate to me as well. But any of the money I may receive from my fans and supporters will go straight back into my channel. It will help me buy things such as software editing tools. It will help me buy better camera, a better microphone, so I can provide the best quality content for you guys to see. With all that getting stated out the way, I'm going to go ahead and get started on the prerequisites and things you need for the PlayStation 3. And any of the items I do state will be in the download description below, of course, just like any of my other videos. So you basically need a PlayStation 3 that's either on custom firmware or using a HEN-HAN PS3Exploit. For this video, I'm going to just be using my HEN-HAN PlayStation 3, but basically, if you have a custom firmware PS3, you could do the exact same thing. You need a copy of Grand Theft Auto 5 that's on disc, basically the BLUS version, or the BLUS, or whatever you want to call it. I call it the USA version. As well, you need the latest version of Multiman. If you're on HEN, go ahead and download the HEN version, or if you're using custom firmware like Rebug, I will have that version as well for Multiman in the link in the description below. So just have the latest version of Multiman. Most people probably already have it. As well, you're going to need this .zip file called GTA5v BLES.ZIP, and it's going to contain 3 files that basically is going to allow us to convert from the United States version to the American version. to the USA version, to the EU version of the game, and you'll need a USB stick that is formatted to FAT32 for this process. And optional, you could use Filezilla FTP client to transfer these files over, of course, but for today's video I'm going to just be doing this with a USB stick. Some useful information and tips that I want to go ahead and state in terms of once the conversion is done. For GTA 5, there's basically two methods on how to update USB files, or basically update your GTA 5 to the latest version, which is like 1.27. So you could just normally do this from PSN by hitting triangle, and I'll talk about more of updating in the video. But that's for method 1. For method 2, if you want to install like the Grand Theft Auto 5's European version update packages for 1.27, I will have basically a zip file that will contain all of the update files into one package, so you could just install them over manually. And although this does require a USB and you have enough space on it, it is a faster method, since once you have them all downloaded to your USB drive, you could just go ahead and update by installing packages, rather than using your Wi-Fi and then waiting for the PS3 automatically to install. And as showcased here right on the screen, I'm going to show you where to copy those files at. So in the BLES.ZIP file in the description, you will be placing these files into these exact directories. You probably won't remember everything, but if you're keen to or want to do this yourself, and you already want to get a head start, these are where the directories are basically got to go. These files are going to allow us to basically transfer over the United States copy of our game and turn them into the EU version for our PlayStation 3. So I'll talk about that more in the video. One thing I just want to state is just a special thanks to all my fans and supporters who support my channel on a daily basis, so thank you guys for that. And with all that fun stuff getting out the way, we could go ahead and get started on the PC side of things. Alrighty guys, so assuming that you did follow all the prerequisites as stated in the intro, we could go ahead and get started on the PC side of things first. So of course, here are the files we're going to be using today. Anything that I state, of course, will be in the link in the description below. But the first file we're going to be talking about is Multiman for HEN. This is only for HEN enabled PS3s. So if you have a regular custom firmware jailbroken PlayStation 3, you could just use the regular version of Multiman. I'll have that in the link in the description as well. So I'll have the HEN version and just the regular old version for it. You will need this for today, since we're going to be basically copying over our disk version and then basically dumping that to our hard drive. We're also going to need the BLES files right here, the ones I was talking about earlier. You'll need WinRAR to unzip this. I'll have a download link for WinRAR. And of course, here is all of the GTA 5 BLES European update files. So if I go ahead and extract this folder out first, it's going to contain all of the PKG files for the European version of the game for the update. So if you guys planning on modding this online, this is why I recommend doing this method if you want a faster install rate. Of course, you could just do it from PSN servers for updating, but if you're going to do it this way as I'm showcasing on the screen, I'll show you guys on how to do that. So if I open up this folder right here, I'll have another folder, all of the PKG files for the update. I think there's 22 files in here. I'll basically have all the versions for the EU update for the actual game. So let me go ahead and X this out and let it do its thing. So right now it's basically extracting all of the update PKG files for the European update. What we're going to do is focus on the BLES file. So extract all of these right here just by hitting extract files. Just go ahead and hit OK. And now these three files are basically going to allow us to convert from the American version to the European version. So it contains the PS3_disk SFB file, the param.sfo, and the lick.dat. If you remember in the intro, I already told you guys on where these files will go, or basically be located to, once we get in a Multiman and copy it over. But that's for another part of the tutorial, or later on I should say. So just go ahead, leave these files here. And now what we're going to do is go ahead and take our Multiman files and let it do its thing right here. So let me just go and open up File Explorer. And now we need to find our USB drive of choice. So here is my USB drive right here. I just reformatted it earlier, but what we need to do is verify that our USB drive is on FAT32. So as showcased here, my USB drive is on FAT32. If your thing is on NTFS or exFAT, you basically have to reformat it since the PS3 can't read those file systems. So we're gonna go cancel out of this. If you have any important documents or data or content on your USB drive before doing this, since we're going to be reformatting our USB, make sure to back them up either on your PC or onto another USB flash drive, just for, you know, this purpose. But assuming that you guys did understand that, all you have to do is go to Format, Capacity, just make sure it's the highest for this. This is only a 8GB drive, so the only thing I could go up to is 7.45. File system, if your thing was an NTFS or exFAT, just go to FAT32. Default allocation unit size for this thing, and then for your volume label, it's just the name of your label of your USB drive, so I just named mine Sony. Make sure for your quick format as well, it's toggled on, and make sure it has a check mark, and then all you would have to do is hit start and then hit OK. What's going to happen is it may take 10 to 20 30 seconds, but you'll get a notification stating that your USB drive has successfully been reformatted. As showcased here, it just says format complete. All you have to do is hit OK, exit this out, back in File Explorer, find your USB drive of choice, right click over it, go into properties, and then you'll see here that it states it's on FAT32. Now, if we go back to our USB drive, we need to go ahead and copy those files over from our PC. So we're going to take the unofficial Multiman PKG file, or the one for HEN, and go ahead and put that on. If you don't already have Multiman installed and using CFW, go ahead and use the CFW version or the regular one. Now we're going to take the BLES files for GTA, drag it onto our USB drive, of course. And now if you're doing the updates, what we're going to do is take all of our updates into one folder and just drag it onto the root of our USB. So we're going to go hit Control A on our PC, or just copy all of these files right here, and then we're going to put it to the root of our USB. So it may take a little while since it's basically copying 3.17 gigabytes, or it's going to take me 5 minutes. So I'm going to pause the video right here, and then I'm going to come back once it's fully finished, and then I'm going to showcase on what we need to do from the PS3 side of things. Alrighty guys, so as showcased here, all of my files successfully has copied over. So I have my BLES of the European version content of files that we need for the conversion process. We also have all of our update files from the European version of GTA 5, and also we have basically the HEN version of Multiman as well. What we're going to do is go ahead and safely eject out of our PlayStation 3. Or excuse me, not out of our PlayStation 3. We're going to safely eject our USB out of our PC just by right clicking on this, finding your USB, and then safely ejecting out of that. And now what we're going to do is go to our PS3, plug in our USB, and then get this fully transferred over onto the PS3 side of things. So I'll meet you guys over there. Alrighty guys, so we're back onto the PlayStation 3. So assuming that you did plug in your USB with all the package files and also Multiman HEN, if you're using the HEN version of this tutorial, then we could go ahead and get started. One thing we need to go ahead and verify first is going into game data utility, and if you have any Grand Theft Auto 5 files in here, go ahead and delete it. So imagine if this was a Grand Theft Auto 5 file, all you would have to do is hit triangle and then hit delete. I don't have any since I've already deleted it for this process, just to make the tutorial a little faster. There should only be 2 files in there, which is the update, which is like 2 gigabytes, and also the initial install, which is like 8.4 gigs or something like that. But once you deleted both of those files in your game data utility, what we need to do is to go enable HEN. Of course, if you have a custom firmware PlayStation 3, you don't have to enable HEN at all. All you have to do is, you know, install Multiman if you don't already have it installed. But as showcased here, if you're using HEN, go ahead and follow along. If you don't know how to set up HAN and HEN on your PlayStation 3, I will have a card right now to showcase a playlist of all of my videos on how to install HEN and HAN and all the cool stuff you can do with that. But with that being stated out the way, what we're going to do now is scroll all the way up to Package Manager, go into Install Package Files, go into Standard, scroll all the way down. As you see, here's all of my package files that we have or basically we just installed onto our USB on the PC. But what we're going to do is just go ahead and install Multiman. So let's go ahead and install Multiman just like a normal homebrew package. Shouldn't take too long for that to install. Once it's successfully installed onto your PlayStation 3, all we need to do now is go ahead and go into Multiman just like a normal homebrew program. Alrighty guys, so we're back into Multiman as showcased here, and this is how it should look like. You should see your game as a disc, of course. So here's Grand Theft Auto 5. What we need to do now, of course, is just to hit square on the actual game, and now what we need to do is hit copy. Now it's going to ask you one or two things. It's going to ask you, would you want to copy this onto the PlayStation 3's HDD or USB? Make sure you do dev_HDD0, so the first option, go ahead and hit yes. Then it's going to ask you, do you want to copy this game from the BD-ROM to our internal hard drive? Just say yes. And now it's going to take a while. Let me just go ahead and state that now. But as showcased here, is dumping all of the contents off the Blu-ray drive to the hard drive. And one cool thing about this method as well, instead of you know, having your PlayStation 3 hard drive doing all the work, Blu-ray drive doing all the work, basically you can run your games from your hard drive via with this method as well. But of course this is going to take a while. This game is 17 gigabytes in file size, so I'm going to go ahead and cut the video here, and then I'm going to go ahead and come back once this is fully finished, and then we're going to go ahead and get started on the other steps we need to do for this tutorial. So I'll meet you guys once this is all done. Alrighty guys, so as showcased here, basically GTA 5 has successfully copied over. If you notice, you probably already saw the black screen. All you would have to do to get out of that once it's fully copied over is hit square, and then you will be introduced back onto the main menu of Multiman. And if you notice, I have my Grand Theft Auto 5 via as a disc, and we also have Grand Theft Auto 5 on our HDD, and you'll see like a little logo on the side that says HDD right here. What we need to do is scroll all the way to the left, go to File Manager, Multiman Operating System. Let me go ahead and close this out. And what we need to do is two things first. So we need to go to PS3 root, and then we need to open up dev_USB00. Yours may say dev_USB006 or whatever 001, depending on where you put your USB slot on your PlayStation 3. So just go ahead and open up dev_USB00. Just leave that to the side right here. We need to also go back into PS3 root, so double click X, and then go into dev_HDD0, go into games, not game, but games, and then you'll see your game dump right here. So here is Grand Theft Auto 5. You can see that it's the BLUS version, aka the United States version, and we need to go ahead and convert it to BLES. So on the way on how to do that is just to go here, and now we're going to mess with our BLES files. So here's the files we copied over from our PC earlier. And now we need to go and take the first file, ps3_disk.sfb, go ahead and highlight it by hitting X, then hitting circle, and then pasting by hitting circle again, and then hitting yes. So now it copied over to ps3_disk.sfb. Next file we're going to do is param.sfo. Go ahead and hit circle, then hit X, go into ps3_game, and then we're going to copy over to param.sfo right here. And now one more file, the lick directory. So we're going to go here, licdri, and now we're going to take the lick.dat file and then copy that over and then paste it in. And then once all that is done, we could go ahead and exit out the dev_USB00. And now we need to rename our game to the European version of the content ID. So the way on how to do that is just hit circle, go hit X to rename, and then name it as BLES. So we got to go BLES and then 08 or 01807. So it should look like this, and then you can back one time so all of the files are connected, and this is how it should look as written like this. So if you're doing it in Filezilla FTP client, you can do the same method as that. But once you're all done from here, all we need to do is just refresh our drive, and we need to go ahead and boot into Grand Theft Auto 5 and make sure it's the HDD copy. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright guys, so we either have two options on how to update this. So you see Grand Theft Auto 5, I don't have my disk in, this is the hard drive copy of it. Either we have two methods on how to update, either by hitting triangle and then check for update, we could automatically update via from the PlayStation Network, which you can still do, but it could lead into, you know, ban risk or whatever, and it does also take a longer time for it to basically install, since it's basically downloading the file from the server and then it's installing to your PlayStation 3. However, we already have the .pkg files, unless you didn't didn't download the file from the PC and put it as a PKG. So as showcased here, you have the package manager. Go to install package files, and if you go to standard, you'll see all of the PKG files into one area. So here are basically version 1.06 all the way up to 1.27, which is the latest version for GTA 5. What you need to do is basically install each of these files one by one. You can hit triangle and then say install packages. I did that before, but for some reason it didn't install all of my GTA package and it did it out of order. So that's why I do recommend just doing it one by one. So the easiest way is start from version 1.06 all the way to 1.27, and then once you get that fully updated, then you'll be good for the most part, and then you can run Grand Theft Auto 5 and get the base game installed. So that's what I'm doing here. So as showcased here, I'm running version 1.06 of the update. Once that installs, I'm going to go to 1.07, and then let me go ahead and hit 1.07 standard. And then I guess y'all guys, get the picture. Make sure you install all of the updates. What I'm going to do is cut the video right here. I'm going to install all of the single of the updates. Once that it has fully finished on my end, I'm going to come back and tell you guys on the next steps of what we need to do for this video. So I'll meet you guys once I get all the updates done. Alrighty guys, so I basically finished all of the copying in terms of the update, so my GTA 5 copy is fully updated, and just verify that your copy is updated as well. All you gotta do is just check for update, and now it will state that the latest version has been installed. Once you have that, all we need to do now is just boot in the Grand Theft Auto 5 just like any normal game. And as showcased here, here's Grand Theft Auto 5 running in its typical form. All we need to do now is just basically wait for the full game to do its initial install, because since we already deleted those game data utility files earlier in the video, it's basically gotta initialize the update, and also it has to basically do the initial setup. So I'll showcase that right now on the screen. Let it do its thing. Yeah, so at the bottom corner you see that the game is now installing its 8.4 megabytes. So I'm gonna let it do that, and then I'm gonna showcase that the game is running just fine. Alrighty guys, so as showcased here, I'm back into GTA 5 and this is running right now. So here is my fully converted European copy, or converted from the United States version of GTA 5, and this is the European copy now of GTA 5. So congratulations, you have converted from BLUS to BLES, and now you're able to run European mod menus, or the BLES version of mod menus, and I'll be talking about that in a future video coming out soon, so make sure you guys watch out for that. But with that being said, my name is Nagato. Hope you guys did learn something for today, but with all that fun stuff getting out the way, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Nice and silky smooth.